Honey, where did we sleep? The town close to Aflao. We slept at Agbozume. That was where our hotel was. Or the room where. And you have to go through Nogokpo. And Nogokpo is the demonic headquarters in the Volta region.
Et le quartier général des démons dans la région Volta.
We only have not said it.
On n'a pas seulement dit cela.
But the second night,
mais la deuxième nuit,
I made Bishop Yahweh.
J'ai fait en sorte que un des bishops parle de la sorcellerie.
And we disgraced the witches and wizards.
Et on avait disgracié les sorciers et les sorcières.
When we were driving from Aflao to Agbozome,
on conduisait d'Aflao jusqu'à Agbozome.
Immediately we got to Nogokpo.
Dès qu'on arriva à Agbobo,
Bishop Yahweh's four-wheel drive.
Le 4x4 de
The
Bishop.
tie came out from under the car.
Les roues de la voiture ont complètement sauté.
So don't tell me everything is when you are in church
quand vous êtes dans l'église
and you have Christians
et vous avez les chrétiens
and you have people like Brother Mike
et vous avez des gens comme Brother Mike
and Sister Ella and co ministry and then the presence of God,
vous allez sentir l'onction.
you can talk like that.
Vous pouvez parler comme cela.
But when you go to where I go to,
following the viral publication of the sermon video online, the church leader has faced significant criticism, including from various social media platforms. However, Archbishop Charles Ajinasare clarified that he had no intention to cast a slur upon the people of Nogokpo.
My attention has been drawn to social media commentary on some portions of the comments I made this past Thursday during the Supernatural Empowerment Summit here in the Dome, as I spoke on divine protection that we as Christians enjoy from God, and was teaching on the need to activate divine protection from demonic attacks. This is one of our cardinal principles of faith as charismatic Christians. And to drive home my point, I made reference to several instances where I've encountered manifestations of demonic powers in my crusades, which have taken me to over 90 nations of the world, in fact 92 of them. Amen. I gave an example of people who were seeking to levitate during a crusade in India. I gave an example of a demonic attack I suffered as a very young pastor who had gone to preach at a bus stop around Kolebu. In reference to Nogokpo, I wish to clarify that I never intended to refer to the town, but rather make reference to an incident that happened after a crusade at Aflao. I had absolutely no intention to cast a slur upon the people of the Nogokpo town and the Volta region as a whole. Amen. I've had very cordial relationship with the people of the Volta region. My wife of 38 years is in fact an Ewe from Keta. Two of my biological children bear Ewe names. So, yes, if you are clapping, do it well. So none of the examples was intended to denigrate any of the towns and their people, but rather to elucidate the principle of divine protection to my congregants. So any misrepresentation or misinformation that has characterized the subsequent commentary and reportage on social media, etc., is very unfortunate. My ministry over the past 40 years has been one that has spoken up at critical times in our nation as a spiritual gatekeeper, and I remain committed to serving God's people and our nation as the Spirit directs.
In order to address the issue, The chiefs and residents of Nogokpo held a press conference and issued a 14-day ultimatum to Archbishop Charles Ajinasare, requiring him to appear before the community's Council of Elders to find a mutually agreeable resolution. Speaking on behalf of the Nogokpo chiefs and residents, Nufialaga Maupema Koblan Nonjigbe expressed disappointment over the Archbishop's comment. He highlighted that the Nogokpo community is located along the ECOWAS highway and has not experienced such comments from other road users.
We, the chiefs and the people of Nogokpo in the K2 South municipality of the Volta region gives a 14 days ultimatum to Archbishop Ajinasare, the founder of the Perez Dome International, to meet us in person for these talks about his statement he made that Nogokpo is the demonic headquarters of the Volta region. He made this derogatory statement when he was preaching in the summit at the Perez Dome in Accra on May 2023. In the sermons, he recalled an experience he had along with his co-pastors in Nogokpo after attending a crusade in Aplau. One, that having listening to the second trending statement he made on Sunday, 28th of May, 2023, he did not show any remorse or any regretfulness, an indication that he deliberately decided to tarnish the good reputation of the people of Nogokpo. It is an open secret. Nogokpo is situated along ECOWAS highway where thousands of vehicles that carry goods and human beings ply the route on a daily basis. But none of them has ever made such a derogatory comment about the town.
Furthermore, he called on the National Peace Council to facilitate Archbishop Charles Ajinasare's appearance before the elders of the Nogokpo community. Failure to comply would result in them taking necessary action.
We, the custodians of Nogokpo, so do not want to compromise our ethics and echoes and core values of self-centeredness. We therefore wish to petition the Peace Council, the Christian Council, to have Archbishop Ajinasare appear before us within 14 days for an amicable solution. It is expected that this 14 days ultimatum given to Ajinasare will serve as a preliminary to do the needful, but his rejection might compel us to advise ourselves.
Chiefs and people here in Nogokpo are calling on Archbishop Charles Ajinasare to appear before them in a space of 2 weeks, or they will advise themselves. Reporting for Citi News from Nogokpo in the K2 South municipality of the Volta region, I'm Desmond Salasiago.
Now, over 100 youth arrested at Daboya for attacking the Daboya police station in the Savannah region are undergoing screening in Tamale to be processed for court next week. Now, some youth of the town attacked the police station on Thursday to demand the release of suspects arrested in connection with violent clashes at Lukola, which led to the killing of one person and burning of several houses. Now, Citi News' Savannah regional correspondent Richard Fogo has the rest of the story.
The conflict in Lukula first erupted in 2018 when the new regions were to be created. Residents of Lukula and Mimpiasem in the North Gonja district of the Savannah region, who are predominantly Mampusis, opted to join the Northeast region, claiming the land in the area belonged to the Mampusis. But the request was rejected by the Gonja Traditional Council. Subsequently, the area was added to the Savannah region and remained in the North Gonja district. In 2019, a clash in the area between the two factions over who had traditional jurisdiction of the area led to the burning of many houses. On Thursday, 1st June 2023 morning, there was another clash at Lukula when tensions between Gonjas and Mampusis escalated over the ownership of the community. Tragically, the confrontation resulted in the loss of one life and the destruction of many homes. A youth group on Friday besieged the residence of the Yagbonwura Bikunutu Jausole I, the overlord of Gonja, demanding his intervention in the ongoing conflict between the Waspe traditional area and the Mampusi chief over the control of certain communities. The youth insists that the overlord should summon all Gonja warriors to Daboya to assist in resolving the dispute. The youth also accused the government of complicity in the conflict, alleging that the presence of police personnel in Daboya has resulted in the arrests and mistreatment of chiefs and youth, effectively turning the town into a ghost town. In response, Gonja chiefs from other paramounts started mobilizing their warriors to Daboya to show solidarity and potentially assist in resolving the dispute, which had been foiled by the police. Police have so far arrested over 100 youth of Daboya for attacking the Daboya police station where suspects in the conflict were kept. The suspects have been sent to Tamale for screening and subsequent processing for court. Meanwhile, the overlord of the Mampusi traditional area, the Nairi, is calling for calm. A statement from the Nairi described the conflict as uncalled for and a dent on the cordial relationship between Gonjas and Mampusis that has existed over the centuries. He, however, wants the government to put in more efforts in demarcating the land boundaries in the affected communities. Flag bearer of the opposition National Democratic Congress, NDC, John Dramani Mahama, on Friday expressed deep regret and profound disappointment over the hostilities. The former president acknowledged the negative impact of this conflict, recognizing the significant damage caused to lives and properties. Mr. Mahama, in a Facebook post, emphasized the urgent need for peaceful resolution and the restoration of harmony between the Gonja and Mampusi communities. Tensions are still high here in the Savannah region following the violent conflict at Lukula and Mimpiasen communities, where Mampusis and Gonjas were in a fight that led to the killing of at least one person and the burning of many houses. The two sides are claiming traditional ownership over the communities. As we speak, over 100 youth of Daboya have been arrested by the police and sent to Tamale for screening. Their crime: they are suspected to have attacked the police station in Daboya where suspects involved in the conflict were being kept. Police say they will screen and process them for court next week. Meanwhile, youth continue to besiege the residents of the Yagbonwura here in Damango, seeking his intervention in the impasse. Meanwhile, the Nairi is calling for calm. A statement issued by the Nairi says the conflict is called for an attempt on the relationship between Gonjas and Mampusis over the centuries. He, however, called on government to do more to ensure the disputed area is well demarcated. Meanwhile, the former president, John Dramani Mahama, who hails from the Savannah region, has also been calling for calm. Yes, that the conflict has on the area.
Let's bring you some other stories. And the Divisional Union and Senior Management Staff Union of the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation have given a one-week ultimatum to the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission to restore allowances withdrawn by the commission. The union announced this at a joint press conference in Accra on Friday. We have more on this report filed by Citi News' Rachel Engman and read by Nanatufo Wating.
The withdrawal of allowances by the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission, FWSC, has caused dissatisfaction among employees of the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation who believe their hard work is not being adequately recognized and rewarded. The Fair Wages and Salaries Commission has initiated a nationwide payroll monitoring exercise with the Internal Audit Agency in accordance with the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission Act of 2007. In the course of the exercise, the Commission claimed that some GBC staff were receiving allowances to which they are not entitled to. These allowances include rent, housing, utility, vehicle maintenance, transportation, among others.
The union would like to put on record that some of the allowances being enjoyed by GBC workers and which have now been removed were not part of those were consolidated. Fellow staff invited guests on Tuesday, 23rd May 2023, when we first addressed you as part of our response to some issue raised by Mr. Benata during his media engagement and also captured in his so-called payroll monitoring. We have still not discovered those laborers of the corporation receiving computer and domestic cook allowances after days of thorough search and pay-slip scrutiny.
Unionized staff debunked claims of employees receiving an 82% increment in allowances as claimed by the CEO of the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission and called for his dismissal.
Negotiations started smoothly in 2021 with the then CEO, Dr. Edward Kwapon. But when Mr. Ben Atta took over from the former in the later part of 2022, we became suspicious that Mr. Ben Atta had hatched a diabolic and sinister plan against JBC workers. This was clearly evident in the manner of times negotiations have had to be adjourned, and sometimes his attempt to misinterpret one of the GBC specific allowances and subsequently calling for its removal.
But the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission has justified its decision to block the payment of allowances to some staff of GBC even after a meeting with the Information Minister Kojo Opon Nkrumah and the management of GBC. The Commission insisted that the over 2 million Ghana cedis paid as allowances to the staff of the state broadcaster must be refunded as a also received a pay cut.
Today, as we speak to you, our senior management have lost 33% of their allowances, salaries, following this obnoxious and illegal decision. The allowances was fixed and grandfathered for past 15 years and are part of their negotiated and approved condition of service, while others ran out to manager have also lost some of their allowances. Ladies and gentlemen, our meeting with you on the morning of Tuesday, 2023, we inform you that the Minister of Information, Honorable Kojo Opon Nkrumah, had convened a meeting between the Director General of GBC and the CEO of Fair Wages and Salaries Commission to seek amicable solutions to the ragging issue, but nothing came out of it.
Speaking at a press conference on Friday, the Divisional Union Chairman of GBC, Sam Nat Kevo, called on all employees to wear red armbands and attire to work in the coming week as a sign of protest and announced a roadmap towards a full-blown indefinite strike if their demands are not met.
If government cannot improve our condition of work and living condition, we must not make our already deplorable situation worse off as enshrined in labor law. Ladies and gentlemen, in view of this situation we find ourselves, we wish to announce a roadmap towards a full-blown indefinite strike, which from today, Friday, 2nd June 2023, all staff will come to work either in red attire or wear a red band for 1 week. If nothing positive in terms of restoration of the removed allowances occurs, the union will begin an indefinite strike.
This is the Citi Newsroom with me, Vivian Kai Loko. When we come back, Pensioner Bondholders Forum and Finance Ministry agreed to a 2-week period for government to settle 4 outstanding principal payments owed pensioners. So stay with us, we'll be right back.
Pepsodent is aware that globally, 1 in 2 children suffer from cavities. That's why by giving her Pepsodent, you're not only protecting her teeth, but also helping her grow up and thrive at every stage of her life with a healthy and confident smile, so she can succeed and achieve all of her dreams. Because every smile matters.
Mido, gonna be ana. Oku fa jebi bi aba be su en fita no pa e just baby shit. Manga shift.
Junior!
I'm saying so now for maybe the no.
Sister Cos pa. It's a winning gas.
I'm using the why. My wife.
Down Yankana wa.
Ah, Sister Cos. Use gas. Gas ye fast, ye easy, ye convenient. And wow.
LPG, let me see your hand.
Welcome back to the Citi Newsroom. Let's bring you some more stories. The Pensioner Bondholders Forum and the Finance Ministry have agreed to a 2-week period for the government to settle the 4 outstanding principal payments owed the pensioners. Now, this was the outcome of a meeting held between the pensioners and the government on Friday. Now, the pensioner bondholders resumed picketing at the ministry on Thursday following the government's failure to clear a pathway towards the payment of these principals, with some coupon payments also outstanding. Charles Owusu-Kumi followed Friday's protests and has more.
On Thursday, when the members of the Pensioner Bondholders Forum picketed again at the Finance Ministry, a Deputy Minister of Finance, Abna Osei-Asari, met them, and she requested for a meeting where they would engage the leadership of the forum and come to agreements on principal payments and also on coupon payments. Well, today that meeting has been held, and we spoke to the convener for the group, Dr. Edu Ananientwi, about the outcome of the meeting.
The outcome is that the coupons that are outstanding, the 5 coupons, they are going to start paying them immediately. So immediately. Yeah, so today it's not possible for you to reflect in your account. So we believe by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it will have reflected. Then the principal that has been due from 20th February up to last Monday, 29th, government is going to pay that within 2 weeks. That will be subsequently, we're coming up subsequently. The bone of contention now is our demand for interest on the delayed principal. Since it is money that we are investing and the government is keeping it, we have said we want interest. The government is pleading with us to to drop that demand, and we have said that the few of us who are the leadership, we want the government officials to meet the entire group, as many as the members who can come. We have fixed a meeting on Thursday to meet the minister and talk about the interest. What will happen there, we don't know. If we agree that we are dropping the interest, then we move forward. If we don't agree, then we see what we are going to do.
There's also been a suggestion that government entirely buys out the bonds of these pensioners because government is actually inconvenienced by this constant picketing that's been going on here at the finance ministry. I asked Dr. Eduana Nyentri again about that suggestion also.
Well, they are also looking at it that if they get the money, they will be able to pay pensioners off. And that is a good thing. Then you don't give me my money, let me go and do what I want to do with my. So that is also under consideration. That is with them. We cannot say do it, but if the borrower think that he has gotten the money and he want to pay you out, we will take our money.
Government has now asked for 2 weeks to settle the outstanding principals. There are 4 of them now. As for the coupons, 5 of them, government says that it will begin paying from Monday. Now, there's supposed to be another meeting between the pensioners and the ministry on Thursday. That meeting will discuss the issue about interest on the principals, because the pensioners, they've been asking for interest on the principals that have not been paid. For Citi News, my name is Charles Osukumi.
Now, a heartbreaking incident unfolded on Friday, June 2nd, 2023, as a lifeless newborn baby was discovered inside a box near a gutter at a dumping site close to the Tesano cluster of schools here in Accra. Now, the grim discovery was made by pupils from the school. Now, this report provides further details on the sad incident.
The local community was shaken by the tragic sight when the lifeless body of a newborn baby was found inside a box near a gutter at a dumping site close to the Tesano cluster of schools in Accra. Early in the morning on Friday, as residents were going about their daily routines, they were confronted with the distressing discovery. Horrified by what they saw, they quickly alerted the authorities, prompted swift action. Eyewitnesses residing and working in close proximity to the incident site shared their concerns with Citi News, expressing shock and profound sadness over the tragic event.
And one of my boys here informed us that since there's a baby in a box here. So we came out in the morning, come and see. We saw that they have put some cloth cover of the baby. So we investigate and we saw that no, the baby is not crying. So maybe he's dead. Well, the information leaked. Then everybody started coming here, the school children and everybody. And the teachers all, they came and looked at it. So that's the baby in the box over there.
The tea and he said, Nkolano, Omu ye de wa. No, see, they answer Musa Kolebi Uda, box more, got time. Ntia Komu, Yami si Mumpo. Nti small boy be near Aqualani on a pejai, near a free hawk like what Tanasi. Nti obe pejai si one you see Aqualadem, near Sabe share, near catch up a panel one flare police. The police ya from ma. And I'm say who say own we a clampa, Kayabafa. If you say Chicha for it to me show Mumba, my name is sister, to me show Omuni and no more fan call. Misu kitikiti bimpo omyo. Onu yehu ni papa. Misu ni mami di ni blame. Minye ne busu ya minye ni shi. Na nso mi sha mi di na kwa 2 kg. Nti wenu ma wiroho.
The box in which the newborn baby was found bore the label Linda, leading residents to speculate that it might be the baby's name. Patrick Awuku, the assembly member for the area, also spoke to Citi News, expressing deep sorrow and strongly condemning the incident.
The box was brought here early in the morning, so some of the students who passed by saw the thing and then they make a report about it. So I think it was brought here at dawn. I don't know how some people can be so wicked to do such a thing to this child. And I hope we'll be able to trace the mother who did that, and then the law will work with it.
Upon receiving the alert, the police promptly arrived at the scene and took custody of the baby for further investigation. The authorities have initiated an inquiry to determine the circumstances surrounding this distressing incident and identify those responsible.
Now, in a distressing situation at Bakpaba Primary School, located in the Nanumba North Municipality of the Northern Region, pupils from kindergarten to primary 6 are compelled to sit on the floor during classes due to the absence of any furniture. Despite numerous efforts by teachers to seek intervention from authorities, the problem has persisted. Another regional correspondent, Mohammed Alabira, brings you the full report.
During school hours at Bakpaba Primary School, one will be taken aback by the sight of students ranging from kindergarten to primary 6 sitting on the bare floor for their lessons. The school is situated along the main Bimbila Yende road. Without bringing their own furniture from home, the children have no choice but to endure sitting on the floor throughout their classes. Citi News accompanied the Municipal Chief Executive for Nanumba North, Honorable Abdullah Yakub, on a visit to the school. He expressed shock at the situation faced by the children. Although he admitted underestimating the challenge at the school, he assured that furniture will be provided by Wednesday, June 7th.
Among some of the worst, because some other schools are facing similar challenges like Bakpaba. We are aware of the problem, and that's how come that we are taking steps to get them some of the furniture, if not all. We've taken delivery of some 290 last week. We have assembly have also done about 152 pieces. So when we put them together, at least we'll be able to get about 650 thereabout, and that will be about 1,000. Because they are dual decks, so it means it will cover about 1,200 thereabout students. So Bakpaba will have their share between Tuesday and Wednesday next week. I'm waiting for the education director. Immediately he arrives from his program, we will be doing the distribution. And I can assure them that the classrooms will be given furniture. So we have to take their enrollment class by class, and we know the number of furniture that will be given to each class.
Makayele too,
Yes, Makayele will also get part of the furniture, because Makayele's situation is just like Bakpaba here. And even in the municipal capital itself, we have some schools that are facing similar challenges like this. So what I would like to appeal is that when we bring the furniture, they should take very good care of them. They shouldn't allow them to be misused, so that in the near future they will just go and sell the parts to scrap dealers, and then use part of the wood for firewood, as we have seen in most schools.
However, it is not just the lack of furniture that poses a challenge in the school. The classrooms are also in a dilapidated state, with doors and windows falling apart. Urgent renovation is needed, and the municipal chief executive acknowledged this issue. promising a swift action to address the condition of the classrooms. A teacher at the school shared with Citi News the difficulties of teaching students who are forced to study while sitting on the bare floor.
Problem and a challenging thing, because teaching the students on the floor is not easy. Some of them, they have problem concentrating, because imagine you standing like that and they are lying down. They don't see on the board very well, so which makes the understanding too difficult. Before learning can take place effectively, the arrangement of the class is very important. So right now, if they are just lying down, someone lying here, someone lying over there, arrangement is disorganized. So it also makes the learning very, very difficult. Yeah.
So what is your opinion?
Well, I would suggest, or I will appeal to those at the higher level there to kindly help us. Maybe get us some good furniture to enhance teaching and learning.
In the junior high school section, the main problem lies in the overcrowding, as there are insufficient classrooms available. Consequently, the junior high school students are compelled to share some of the primary school classrooms for their lessons. The teachers at the junior high school are appealing for additional classroom blocks to alleviate the situation.
You're still watching the Citi Newsroom with me, Vivian Kailoko. When we come back, Ghana National Association of Private Schools in the Greater Accra region kick against grading system proposed by the West African Examination Council for the Basic Education Certificate Examination. So stay with us, we'll be right back.
A forest is made up of trees of various kinds. A great country like ours must be endowed with many trees. Last year was successful. Be part of this year's campaign on the 9th of June in planting 10 million tree seedlings nationwide under the theme Our Forest, Our Health. Seedlings will be made available at the Forestry Commission and other designated places nationwide. Let us preserve our forests. Green Ghana. Let's go planting. This campaign is proudly brought to you by the Government of Ghana under the auspices of the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, Forestry Commission, and supported by the National Alternative Employment and Livelihood Program, Ghana Forest Investment Program, Forest Plantation Development Fund.
Finally, anyone can become a household.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You Go Flip, a real estate gaming platform that allows you to play and stand a chance of winning a house or cash or consolidated prizes such as savings towards a house. Simple and easy to play. Visit www.yougoflip.com. Buy a ticket to enter the game. Wait for the end of the game to enjoy the win. Anyone can win. Flip it or own it. You Go Flip. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Play responsibly, not for persons below 18 years, and gaming can be addictive.
And you're welcome back to the Citi Newsroom. Let's bring you some more stories. The Ghana National Association of Private Schools in the Greater Accra region has kicked against the grading system proposed by the West African Examination Council, WAEC, for the Basic Education Certificate Examinations, that's the BEC. Now, the BEC grading system seeks to use fixed percentages in determining the grades of candidates. But speaking to Citi News after a stakeholder engagement on the new grading system, the Greater Accra Regional Chairperson of the association, Dr. Aisha Krofi, says the policy will not reflect the actual performance of students. We have more on this report filed by Citi News' Ni Ayikwe Okai.
The proposed grading system by the West African Examinations Council WAEC aims at using fixed percentages in determining the grades of candidates whose marks fall within the top 4% of the cohort for any subject obtained grade 1 in that subject, with those in the next 7% obtaining grade 2 and those in the next 12% obtaining grade 3. The system ranks and compares students in relation to one another. A former head of test administration at WAEC, Felix Ekufobadu, provided clarity on the system at a stakeholder engagement in Accra.
The standard grading system divides the normal curve into 9 segments. The segment represents fixed percentages under the curve, which are used to determine the grades of the candidates. So we have it there: 4%, 7%, 12%, 17, 20, 17, 12, 7, and 4, representing grade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the writing is there. The fixed percentages used in determining grade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9 are 4%, 7%, 12, 17, 20, 17, 12, 7, and 4, respectively. So candidates who fall within the top 4% of the cohort for any subject obtain grade 1 in that subject. Those in the next 7% obtain grade 2. Those in the next 12% grade 3, and so on. That is all that you have for the BEC grading system. For every subject, grade 1, 4%, grade 2, 7%, grade 3, 12%, grade 4, 17, grade 5, 20, and so on. 2022, we had the same thing. So it means here, as you are here, you'll be able to predict the performance statistics for the 2023 examination. The underlying assumption for the use of the standard grading system is that the scores of the target population should be normally distributed. They should be normally distributed. And since the BEC had large candidature, we just assume that the scores will be normally distributed. But there are some subjects with low candidature, especially some of the Ghanaian languages. So those ones, you are not going to get the normal distribution there.
But the Greater Accra Regional Chairperson of the Ghana National Association of Private Schools, NAPS, Dr. Aisha Krofi, says the proposed grading system would not reflect the actual performance of candidates.
For us, we think it doesn't show the accurate performance of the children. Because there is a situation where, for a particular year, a child getting 80% in, let's say, social studies can get grade 1. But it is not confirmed that the following year, another child getting 80% can get 1 because of the Star 9 system, because only 4% must get grade 1. So it is already something that is sealed before the children write the examination. And so for us, we wish it to be just like the WASI, where children are graded according to their performances, and that's it. We hope WAEC, all stakeholders, including GES, private schools, will sit down, take a second look at the grading system once and for all, and find solutions to it. Parents are complaining, teachers are complaining, private schools are complaining.
Speaking to journalists, the head of the National Office of WAEC, Wendy Adilamte, says the grading system is fair for all candidates.
I think the objective of this particular forum was clearly stated. 1, to make people understand the BEC grading system, to appreciate also the performance of their candidates, and to know also that the grading system is fair. From what I have seen, we have achieved it. People now have a better understanding of the grading system. I think that at the end of this forum, when somebody gets a 5, everybody knows that that child is an average candidate. And I think that we have passed that one home. This is the system that came with the reform. We've also had the information that a number of committee reviews have worked on it and they have made recommendations. I think the Director General also mentioned that he has noted all the issues and then we'll carry on from there. But all in all, the system is fair.
Reporting from the Nut Hall in Accra, my name is Ni Ayukwe Okain.
Now, 2 years ago, a controversial incident unfolded at Achimota School in Accra when 2 Rastafarian boys were denied admission. However, the fortune of one of them, Tyrone Magai, who later gained admission to the school, has taken a positive turn as a recent picture on the school's social media page revealed his inclusion in this year's National Science and Maths quiz. Fred Duro has more.
Exactly 2 years ago, the nation engaged in a heated debate surrounding 2 young Rastafarian boys whose fundamental human rights were seemingly violated by Achimota School. Despite being placed at the school by the Ghana Education Services computerized school selection and placement service, their admission was denied. The school argued that its regulations mandated all students, including potential ones, to maintain a short haircut. Consequently, the Rastafarian boys were asked to cut their dreadlocks if they wished to gain admission. Refusing to compromise their identity, the boys were subsequently denied entry.
She told me she wants nothing to do with me because of my dreadlocks, so I should pack my stuffs and everything and sit away from her stuffs. That's all the items collected. I should keep away from that place. And then she also said with the dreadlocks, they will not accept anything. So it's either I'm getting it all at that very same place. It's either I'm getting it off and coming to Achimota, or that's it.
People think they can violate the Constitution. Then, of course, the president has to answer to that. He has to tell us why there are institutions in the country that is violating the Constitution. So we want to take it to the GES and we want to take it to court. We want a class action, the lawsuit.
In response to the situation, the Ghana Education Service initially ordered Achimota School to admit the students. However, the decision was later reversed. Even when one of the Rastafarian boys attempted to enroll in his second choice school, St. John's Grammar School, he was once again rejected due to his dreadlocks. In light of these events, Tyrone Magai, one of the Rastafarian boys, took legal action against Achimota School. During the court proceedings, the Rastafarian boys presented their case, highlighting the potential violation of their rights. Their cause garnered widespread support from human rights advocates across the nation.
Child Rights will team up with the affected children and then clearly seek for some interpretation as to what we need to do in respect to this particular subject matter. And once there's a determination, it will settle all matters as to whether or not children can enjoy their fundamental freedoms in the school environment, or the rules of regulations will do the magic.
Their legal battle lasted approximately 2 months and culminated in a landmark judgment. In her ruling on the case, Justice Gifty A.J. Addo stated that the Attorney General had failed to provide a legal justification for limiting the Rastafarian students' rights to education based on their dreadlocks. As a result, the Human Rights Court 1 Division of the High Court in Accra ordered Achimota School to admit Tyrone Magai, the Rastafarian student with dreadlocks, and Ohiniba Nkrabia, another Rastafarian student. Following the judgment, Tyrone Magai expressed his satisfaction, emphasizing that the court's decision played a crucial role in an extraordinary story.
Well, I feel fabulous. You know what I mean?
Were you expecting this win?
Absolutely.
Based on what were you expecting?
This morning I was all the while telling the kids, if this judge will put some things into consideration, and then I only see win. You know what I mean? Because rules are made to control human minds. And some people too can make rules that will favor them. Some rules are harmful to people, you know what I mean? So we as people should learn to refuse and stand up against some rules. Not every rules, but some rules we have to have the ability and the strength to stand up against. I told them we're going to come back here and they should look for good lawyers because they have wounded an animal they cannot kill. And I said that because the assistant headmaster said they've had this case before the last year and the year before, and we could take it anywhere we wanted. So I told him, well, then they should look for good lawyers, because we are going to meet at the law court, and we will come back. So, and we won. So I'm going to go tell them that I told you I shall be back, and we are back here. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. This is Tyrone. Tyrone, come close. Tyrone, how do you feel?
I'm feeling excited. Let's say mixed feeling, excited, happy. I'm feeling all kinds of emotions right now, the positive ones.
Are you expecting that you're going to win this case?
Yeah, okay, from the rational and the mutual standpoint, whether Achimota is right or wrong, and that our case is also right or wrong, I knew I should be admitted on mutual grounds. I mean, I've qualified. I had dreams to be educated in a secondary school, and so I was hoping to be admitted, like with the court case. I was hoping this. Yes, and so I think I have it. No.
This is Oheneba and Kraba's dad. They've also won the case. What is your thought? You are excited, aren't you?
Oh, I am extremely excited, because this is what we were expecting from the beginning, that the Constitution would be respected. And that's what the judge did. And she emphasized it from the beginning, that she wanted to expedite the case for the sake of rights. And she followed through with her decision.
How did you feel when she read that you guys should be allowed to go to school, your son, for that matter?
Oh, it was too much. The emotion.
Is crying.
No, I'm crying myself. You see my tears coming.
18th of March, I was rejected by a secondary senior high school. Not just any senior high school, but a school which had educated many great leaders from Kweje Agre, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, Honorable Samuel Nkrumah, Reggie Stone, and many others. I wasn't rejected because I didn't meet their requirements or because I was violent. No, I was rejected because of my natural hair, at which I keep as a manifestation of my religion and my black identity. We then decided to take Achimota to court, and we won. And I would also like to take this opportunity to thank all who supported us, especially our solid legal team, represented by lawyer Rastete Ganamanti and lawyer Ishmael Andani, lawyer Julia Ayete, the Mahat Unity and Justice Foundation, Rastafari Council of Ghana, Impesa Royal Family, Reggie Rockstone, Black Rasta, Dr. Neil Ante Blankson, Stoneboy, Osaje 4 and Conqueror, Kwesi Pratt Jr., Empire Agri Ghana Limited, Nanakwa, Empress Marina, Farouk, Child Rights International, my close friend Marcus Bedra, and other friends and social media followers, the media, and all Ghanaians who supported us as we battled this case out. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Oheneba. Beautiful speech from you. You were expecting this win. From this speech, you read it.
Yeah, I did.
What made you feel that you win?
Well, it's stated in the Constitution that every child has the right to education regardless of religion, cultural identity, and so on. So I believe that using that would
you knew you were going to win.
Yeah.
2 years later, social media has been buzzing with excitement after Achimota School shared a post featuring potential students for this year's National Science and Maths Quiz. Notably, the post included Taro Magai, one of the Rastafarian students who had previously been rejected, sparking controversy within the education sector 2 years ago. The inclusion of Taro Magai in the post showcasing Achimota School's trial session for the upcoming 2023 NSMQ session had garnered widespread praise for the student, while subtly highlighting criticism towards the school.
Well, that's it for today's edition of the City Newsroom. Our website, citynewsroom.com, has more information. Subscribe to CityTube on YouTube for more exclusive video content from City TV. My name is Vivian Kailoko. Thank you so much for watching.
viewers, you are welcome to another episode of Sister. And you're actually listening to us on 97.3 Citi FM, and you're watching us on Citi TV and also channel 117 on GoTV and channel 363 on DSTV. So it's another week, and we are here to actually help you decipher all your problems and frustrations that you're facing in any relationship, and not just amorous relationship, any kind of relationships actually. It could be with your family, it could be with your siblings, it could be with your, friends at the workplace, and even with your pets. As long as you're frustrated, just let us know. Just let us know, and we will help you decipher the situation. Of course, I wouldn't be doing this all alone. I have my sisters here that I'll be introducing to you soon. But before we go on a break, remember you can actually join us on this conversation via social media, hashtag #SisterSister, hashtag #SisterSister, to send all your contributions as we go on with the show. It's time for us to take a quick break. We'll be right back.